you're talking about something, and as you're talking about it, I'm feeling it as well. So it's like, the first divination, the way I've described it with everyone in the beginning, is we have to come into our own body. And divination is about reading the soul, and it is also connected to water. So the water of our own body is what we are listening to when we're with a client. So this is what my teacher trained me in the Xhosa tradition. Before working with bones or cards or anything like that, we're feeling our own body. And often when you're feeling your body when you're with the clients, you're feeling your stomach, you're feeling your stomach, because that's the part of connecting to the divination, is your own waters. Divination is about finding that still point and listening to the message that comes from that, the message from the divine. And that's where it makes it difficult, because the diviner has to do a lot of work on themselves so they can listen to stillness rather than their own ego. My sense with you, the way you're showing it and the way you're describing is for you to make it more simple. Make it more simple. And because you're a very musical person, I would recommend bringing a little bit of music into it. And the music is there to kind of get out of your mind. We chant and we meditate to clear the channel for divination. If you feel like moving around, now you can move around, shake your body, get rid of any static of the mind and of the body. The ancestral world is the bone and blood body that we come from, you could say, in terms of our ancestors. And first we have to acknowledge the bone and blood body, and then we have to connect to the spirit, to the divine. So it's very helpful for people with your practice of divination to have a chant where you are welcoming in a divine entity, you could say, or an angelic force. It could be like Krishna, it could be like Buddha, it could be Jesus. You heard me chanting now, I chanted Kwansam Bosal, which is Kuan Yin, and allow yourself to feel the stillness of your body. And there's various tools that we use for divination. So there's tarot cards, there's tea leaves, there's throwing the bones, there's channeling. So what I've been describing to you in the Xhosa system is a form of channeling. So that was my first teaching. So this is where we have to prepare our mind for divination, because nowadays people don't really know what divination is, because we're living in an information overload where you have Google and you ask a question and you get the answer. But when you're dealing with divination, we're dealing with the soul, and we're dealing with the language of the soul. And it's a different kind of language, and it's not transactional. It's not like you ask something, you get something. You're not happy with something, you get a return, like with Amazon. It's not like that. So this is where the work on looking at your dreams is very important, and looking at that part of you which being open to both sides, the light and the dark, the shadow realm, looking at both sides is very important, inside your own heart and your own spirit. So the question is, how deeply can you get to know yourself? Now, in terms of the dreaming, often what happens with us, with human beings, is that we have this experience of, in the waking state, this is like a dream which we're in right now. This is the waking dream. So we do a practice like, let's say, chanting to Shiva, chanting to Buddha, because we are looking to open up the divination space inside of us. So that's our intention. But what often happens with folks is that they might, the work continues in your dreams. So that's why I'm saying we need to, as diviners, look into our dream and notice what is reflecting from the day, what is happening in the dream space.